How did I celebrate? There was a lot of jumping and hooping and hollering, and there's a lot of that going on.
We totally got our asses up at like 5:30 in the morning. I love when people are like, now did you get up, for the announcement? And I was like, no, what? I was like, oh, have you seen our show? Of course we got up.
We had a little champagne celebration at the back of the auditorium, the little bar, out of plastic cups. But it was just, a lot of texting, a lot of emailing, a lot of phone calls coming in.
I'm still getting over it. I haven't celebrated yet. I'm just kind of like absorbing, you know what I'm saying? It's cool. My mom's freaking out, that kind of stuff.
I had a cold egg sandwich and some pita chips. That's awful. This is terrible. I didn't do anything.
I haven't had time yet. I'm doing press junkets.
I didn't really celebrate. It was kind of like the second it happened, it was like everything just started, like the calls and the planning of today and like all this stuff just started happening.
The real excitement was my wife just like screaming, jumping, grabbing me and not letting go, and looking at our son Getty and Jenny saying, Getty, Daddy was nominated for a Tony Award, against all these other guys, and Daddy, and he's like, yeah, I want to play Play-Doh.
I did what I call the silly posturepedic move, which is you jump up and down in your bed with your kid. It's a silly move.
I haven't celebrated yet, but I sort of celebrated. I heard I was at the YMCA dropping my kids off to school, and as we were wiping scrambled egg off the boy's face and picking up spilled milk from the girl, from Julita, my assistant texted me, "You and Hope both," and it was like,
I just got everybody up and said, hey, you're not going to believe this. I called my husband back in Nashville and said, I just got nominated. And so I woke him up, and everybody was excited for me, and not as excited as I was for myself.
I celebrated with my family. I was home with my wife and my 2 children and my mom, who came in because she doesn't get New York 1 on her cable carrier. So we just celebrated, opened a little champagne, and it was a beautiful morning.
I took my 5-year-old to preschool in the rain on a scooter. That's the very first thing I did, and celebrated by getting drenched.
I went back to bed with my sweetheart, and that was the best way I knew how to celebrate. I tried to sleep for as long as I possibly could, and then I went out to dinner with friends.
I had a show last night, and actually right after I found out I had to go to school, which was kind of a bummer, but it was hard to focus, but it was so much fun.
I lost the keys to my apartment. That's what happened. I'm being totally honest. I lost the keys to my apartment last night and tried to work my way in, and that's how I spent my Tony evening, and every second of it was wonderful.
Called my mom, made her cry, talked to a couple friends. But other than that, it was just let me back on the stage because we got to get, now we really got to start working.
I did a show. Best way to celebrate ever. We did our show together, and afterwards we went out to dinner.
By doing the show again last night, thinking, wow, this time I'm doing it as a Tony nominee. That's kind of thrilling.
My friends took me out and got me drunk. That's how I celebrated. And actually, it's the first time I've ever celebrated a nomination. Usually I'm like, oh, well, we'll see. But I was like, what the hell? This is a huge one. Now I've been nominated in every category. So next year will be for design, I hope.
I went and had a big breakfast at the Pink Teacup downtown, which is near where I'm staying. We had pancakes and bacon.
I was fielding a lot of phone calls on my cell phone, but there was just this feeling in the house with my wife and my 2 dogs and my 4 cats. And everybody there was a lot more purring and there was a lot more wagging of tails, and suddenly the whole atmosphere was changing.
I was in an airport in Toronto on my day off making a speech when I got the news, and I haven't slept since, and we have 2 shows to do today. I don't know, after 46 years, coming back and then being nominated for a Tony, I'm just thrilled.
By coming here. I call the fellas, my guys in the show, who are the best. It's thrilling. It's really thrilling.
I got blitzed, and I picked up a hooker. No, I didn't. That's terrible. I can't believe I just said that.
I then went out for a little champagne lunch.
Did you really? You slapper. We'd been skinny dipping in the country.
You slapper?
Yeah.